Hi, Happy New Year, Happy New 2024. And there's a lot going on in the media about having your best year ever, getting it all mapped out, getting it all ready. Are you ready? How are you feeling about the year? How are you really feeling about it all? Do you feel ready to go, full of energy, power, full of focus, determination? Do you have some anxiety about what might happen or all the expectation that you have? Or perhaps you're going through some sorrow and it's actually you've been going through some transition because Christmas and New Year time it's a big time for many people, right? So, having a vision for 2024 now, for some of us that might be getting a pen and paper, having a vision board, which is great because we visualize something, we see it and we stick it down onto a physical board so that we can work with it. But to take it to a whole new level of visioning is when we can do it and experience it and embody it, to feel it in our bodies. Why? Because every day our mind is processing so much information, so much to take in. 60,000 thoughts a day we have in our mind. Okay, is it wonder that we get anxious, we get stressed, we start to feel overwhelmed with all the thoughts and processes that are going on? And that's why we need our bodies to ground our thoughts firstly. Yep. And also because we don't just have one brain, we don't just operate from up here, we operate through our whole body, our whole somatic being. Our soma is our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being. But we also have 3 brains. We have our brain here. We have our heart intelligence, a brain here. And we have our gut brain. We have our 3rd mini brain, our enteric gut. We have our intelligence here. So when we want to feel integrated and connected and aligned, we need to have these all feeling harmonious, which is actually a juggle most of the time, right? Life is never that simple. But at least when we experience and feel through our whole bodies, everything can start to become more real and alive and present. This is what embodiment is all about. Being able to operate from our whole being, our whole somatic being, not just from up here. So, if you think of it that way, our body is not just part of our whole thought process. Our body is like a portal, it's a gateway. And our body is also our compass, our whole inner GPS, our whole compass. So, if you think of these 3 brains, and if we look at what you want to vision in for this year, okay, so we have in our minds conceptually what we might want. Yes, all 60,000 thoughts processing in, out. Oh my God, I want this, I want that. Then we drop into our heart. Our heart has 40,000 neurons. Okay, our neurons are the nerve cells that carry information throughout our whole body through chemical and electrical processes. When we drop into our heart intelligence, we come from a calmer place, we're more relaxed, we can be more creative and intuitive. Now, when we drop into our gut, the sensations in our belly, our gut has its own system of intelligence. Our gut has 100, let me check this, it's 100 million 100 million neurons just in our gut. Yes, our gut can think by itself, it can feel by itself, it can sense, it can process, it acts independently of this. It has more neurons than here. And that's why they say the way to a person's heart is through here, right? It's also why in this modern day, when we don't feed it good food, when we don't feed ourselves good thoughts, we get IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. IBS has been dubbed the modern day depression, because when you get IBS, you are much more prone to getting depression. There are 95 neurotransmitters, 95% of our neurotransmitters are endorphins, are produced in our gut. Okay, so that's why it really pays for us to be able to sense and feel, i.e. get somatic awareness of the internal processes and the systems and the feelings that are going on in our body. So with that all in mind, I invite you to think about, we're just going to look at a few areas of your life that you want to vision in, that you want to create a vision for this year. So first of all, let's look at our home life. When you think about your home life and what you want for it for this year, 2024, just check in with how you feel about your home life and what you would like for it. Check in with your breath and notice, how does your breath feel? Has it changed? Has its rhythm started to become more erratic or uneven? Is your breath deep or shallow? Check in with your heart. How does your heart feel about your home life? Notice if there's any areas of tension or tightness or stuckness. Can you breathe into that area easily? And then check into your belly. What do you want to vision for your home life? And how does that feel in your belly? Okay, so we're going to go through again, but I'm just going to whiz through it so that you can do it again by yourself in your own time. And if you want to take some notes, really sense and give yourself time to sense and feel into it, okay? So we checked in with our home life. How about if you check in, with your breath? How about if you check in with your work life? Noticing how your breath is. What your heart wants for your work life. How your belly feels about your work life. Then after this video, I invite you to do it again with your family life, your relationships, and your whole health. So your physical health, what you want for your physical health this year, what you'd like for your mental health this year, your emotional health, and for your spiritual health. So your whole system of personal growth, okay? Now, that is having a check-in through your whole being, through the different areas of your life. The next layer of it is when we visioning and we call in movement and dance as well. Okay? Why? Because when we move and dance, first of all, it connects our whole being. It connects not just those three brains, it connects through our whole body, all the systems. And we move through our main nerve in our system, the vagus nerve, to help transport all this information. Not just, but the vagus nerve is one aspect that's very important to keep us healthy and well, okay? Because it's a whole nerve that travels through from our gut through to our brain. We also, when we move, release a lot of feel-good hormones, okay? And when we release these hormones, these endorphins, they go all up through our spinal cord, they go through our whole nervous system, and they also give us a lot of clarity. So in our endorphins, there are 31 amino acids that all form and go through to our pineal gland in our nervous system. And this gland is our third eye in yoga. It's our chakra for visioning, for seeing more clearly. If we're in our heads all the time, our emotions are not going to flow freely. We need to move our bodies to get the blood flowing freely, to unblock tightness, tension. It's not just about getting rid of aches and pains. It actually gets our blood flowing through our body. And when our blood flows through our body, it feeds our brain. If we're stressed, if we're feeling blocked, the blood is not moving, it's not feeding our brains, we don't think clearly. When we're anxious, our brains are foggy, clouded. So we need to move to get this blood flow going. Now you say, well, you can do this with yoga. Yes, you can. Even if you just meditate. Studies have shown that people who have been meditating for like 20 years, they actually have more folds in their brain, okay? Because when you meditate, your brain waves slow down from busy beta, they go down into different levels, into alpha, theta, delta, maybe, and incorporate the whole gamma. The whole brainwave system is regulated, and this makes new neural pathways. This makes our brains grow. This increases our brain mass and the folds of our brain as we start to think more laterally. And this is where dance comes into place, that is different from just doing yoga, because with dance we start to move and think in non-linear ways. Okay, that is what makes it quite unique. It really helps us to think in non-linear ways. Now, we can do this through art, singing, sculpture, music. But with dance, we're using our whole bodies to experience this. I'm staying close to the computer because I didn't put my mic on so that I can move further away. But you don't need to watch me moving and dancing to get the general idea. And it's not about moving in 4 steps. It's about exploring and going into new places, discovering, being creative. So by moving in a creative way, you start to create new pathways in the brain. You start to get to new insight. The endorphins come and they feed your third eye and place of visioning in the brain. Um, Try moving and dancing when you're angry or you're feeling frustrated, right? Or if you're feeling sad. You might feel blocked at first. If you're angry, you're not going to move freely. You're going to have so much tension and stress and so much emotion caught up in that. Or if you're sad. But when you move, the charge of your emotion disperses and it shifts the energy. Okay? And so when we move and allow, when we just allow, it shifts our energy and it regulates our emotions. It helps to regulate our anxious emotions because we ground our thoughts, we come back into our bodies, we let strong emotions disperse. And it helps us to start to sense and feel into our bodies more. So we sense and feel into how our belly is. If we move in a somatic way, if we come from an intentional place of sensing into the body, into the belly, into the heart, into our feeling body. And from this place of being much more attuned with our feelings, we start to get clearer ideas. Our busy brainwaves, beta brainwaves, drop a bit. We start to access new information that just comes as we go deeper, we move. New information comes because it's a moving meditation. And the beauty is that we don't just sift through information and sometimes clear it. We can also receive and also be in a place to create something new. And when we embody our thoughts and our desires, it's a two-way process. We might feel them, we might think them, and when they come together, it strengthens it. So if you would like to experience more of how moving and dancing, feeling in your body can help you to shift not only the way you feel, but the way you think and the way you can be, then you can, I have a free meditation, Awaken Your Body, movement meditation. I can put it in, where can I put it? I will put it into the chat box here. There's also a, I also have, okay, this is taking a little bit of time, but I'm going to put that in. I also have a class this Sunday, which is all about visioning in for this year. It's going to be deep and soulful and meditative. It's not going to be like a hectic dance. It's going to be something to give you a place to rest. But rather than just sitting or talking or thinking or journaling, it's going to be a whole held system of being that's a held space. So let me see if this works. Yes, that's for the first one is for the free Awaken Your Body, a somatic movement meditation. The second link is to the class that is this Sunday, the Soul Ritual Journey. That's from 4 till 7. So I'm going to put those in and add them in now. if that's worked. And if you're interested in this work, then I am going to be launching next month a most complete holistic system to support you, to guide you, to help you to grow, and to help you to really anchor in your visions to make them a reality for 2024, so that you can be the brightest, shiniest version of you that's just waiting to come out. I can't wait to meet you on this journey. You're probably going to be seeing this later if you watch this. Thanks for staying. Thanks for watching. Please join the meditation, and I hope to see you soon.